Welcome online, ladies and gentlemen. We're just setting up for today's session. Do us a favor, type in exactly where you're watching us from. We're doing Noumi Members Night today with some exciting updates. Michael Firth coming to you from the beautiful Sunshine Coast, and we'd love to see where everyone is logging in from. We're live streaming here in the Zoom room, and we're also live on YouTube at the very same time. So type in the chat where you're watching us from as we have about 60 seconds before we get started while you hear a little bit of music. Welcome online, ladies and gentlemen, to Members Night for Noumi. It is here in Australia, the 4th of July, but it's the 3rd of July in America. Tomorrow will be a big day for you guys, but we're an international company, so the show goes on. So I love the fact that people are logging from all over the place. I can see in the chat we have people from Perth, Western Australia, Canada, Missouri, New Zealand, Canada, Jakarta, Indonesia, Ontario, Colorado, Canada again, Philippines, North Carolina, Florida, land of the dinosaurs in Canada. That's interesting. And lots more people typing in right now. We're going to run out of time if I keep answering all of them. With that in mind, today is going to be pretty exciting because we're going to hear from two corporate executives. Now, I know I speak fast, and the Indonesians and Filipinos always say, slow down. So I'm going to slow down. But for those people who don't speak English fluently, I want you to have a quick listen to this because you can follow on with captions at the bottom at the very same time. So have a quick listen to this.
Untuk mengaktifkan terjemahan bahasa Indonesia, silakan klik caption di panel laptop atau handphone Anda semua.
Para poder obtener la traducción en español es necesario hacer clic en el menú de Zoom y elegir la opción subtítulos en español.
大家好，如果你想看字幕，请按屏幕底下的 CC 按钮，选择中文。此功能仅适用于直播。
Bonjour, bienvenue à cet événement Noumi. Vous pouvez activer les sous-titres dans votre langue en cliquant sur sous-titres au bas de l'écran. Veuillez noter que cette option fonctionne uniquement dans la salle Zoom en direct. Merci et bonne écoute.
大家好，如果你想看字幕，請按屏幕底下嘅 CC 按鈕選擇中文。呢個功能淨係適用於直播。
Fantastic. You know what I love about this business is the fact that some leaders, you don't even have to tell them what they do. They intuitively know what to do. So I made Phoebe Wallace a co-host. I didn't say a word, and she's letting people in the room because she just knows that she's going to help. I'm plugging in another screen here, guys, just for 1 second, because I do have some questions in the back end that I'm going to need to ask some of our presenters today. And so they will be important as we get through the next little while. So welcome. And let me just shut down one of my other screens. Bear with me. Get rid of that one. Here we go. We've got our order of questions behind us. So do you know what? I'm going to kick off by saying this. Noumi nails it in so many ways. And there's no companies come close to us. If you didn't see this today, there's another company in this industry who didn't have a membership bill of rights to protect the members. And they suddenly decided, we don't need you network marketers after all these years, and you built our business to the size it is. We're just going to go become affiliate program so we can cut out multiple levels of commission. And there's nothing that people could do about it. Noumi has in place, because it's a member-driven company, a membership bill of rights written in combination with the field advisory team and corporate to protect you. So that's number one. But I want to say our products, no one comes close to our products. See, they can argue as much as like, no one comes close to what our products do and how effective they are, how inexpensive they are. Number two, our compensation plan. They could argue from here to the kingdom come about how our comp plan pays way more than every commission program. And I can stand toe to toe and tell someone looking in their eye that that's the case. Number three, Steve Scott and his integrity and having him as the head of our company. Nothing comes close to that. Communication with being a field-driven company. We started off magnificent, then we grew really fast and we got busy and it became a bit of a challenge. Well, guess what? You're going to meet Sergio today, and Sergio is going to fix that for us because he's amazing, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And then, of course, we have a system, a NUMMI 123 system, and we have someone coming on board now who is a multiple earner, decades of the experience in the industry, who said, you're one of the few companies I've seen that has a system before they open the doors, which puts us in the box seat. So I share all that with you basically to say we're in the right place. Now, today, some exciting news. I did a training session with a particular group this morning talking about what makes a good leader, and there was 10 traits, and one of those was, how do you perform under pressure? Now, in the last 16 months, that's how long it's taken, 16 to 17 months to get to the starting line of launching NUMMI Indonesia. We've had some calm leaders and some stressed leaders, and a calm leader stands the test of time. One of the people who's been calm all along the way and had to hold the weight of everything on her shoulders is the beautiful Angel, based out of Indonesia. She is our country manager, and I've got to know her, become a really good friend of hers, and I would have been at her wedding recently if I had been still in Indonesia, but I left before it happened, unfortunately. So she has brought us to the start line. So Angel, if you want to press unmute on the bottom of your screen, and I'm going to bring you on, and we're going to run through a few questions because we are at the start line of Indonesia. How excited are you?
Correct. Yay. Hi, good everybody. How are you today? It's really nice to sitting in here, meeting all of you guys. Thanks God, in Indonesia is already reaching our product after sometimes process, and we will start to do the process for shipping to all our members in next weeks. Hopefully, it will be reaching soon to all the members.
Right. So we got some questions now. So it's exciting, and I saw a video. It was funny. Liz and I were sitting watching this amazing program on TV the other night, and then I got a message came up on WhatsApp, and I try not to look at my phone when I'm switched off, but I saw it was Angel, and I opened it up, and it showed a video of products getting out of a truck and going into the office. I was like, what? This is the moment we've all been waiting for. So there's been some very patient people waiting in Indonesia who built big businesses with no product, none. And they're now going to have the product flooding into the networks. And I can tell you, I already know there are 2 diamonds in the team over there, and we haven't even really got started. It's just crazy. So with that in mind, I'll let the diamond qualifications, that stuff come later. Some people don't even know you, Angel. So you've come on board, you're the country manager. Can you give us just a quick snapshot of your background prior to NUMMI?
Okay. Actually, I'm working with NUMMI maybe already almost 1.5 years to settle down this business in Indonesia, around 1.5 years. And it's all is really challenging in here, but all is going smooth. Thanks God, till this day, I think we can start doing the business.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now, in relation to some of the questions people are asking, because they've been patient in going, well, when do my products get delivered, etc. So the products are on the ground right now. The first question people have is, if I placed an order in May or June that hasn't been delivered yet, I understand the company reset the clock as the first start date for Indonesia being the 17th of June. Does that mean that I need to place an order then by the 17th of July in order to stay active for commissions?
Yes, mostly it's like that.
Yeah. Okay, so the answer is yes there, guys. Now, Ryan did add a little caveat that he's going to just double check by then, but I can tell you this from what Angel said, yes. Normally, if you place an order or you join on, say, what's today, the 4th of July, I tell all my members, have an auto ship in place by the 4th of August, because if you don't, that means you're not going to be active for commissions in the second month. So that's the first point, right? But that leads to the next question. And by the way, guys, don't type questions that we're going to answer for Indonesia in the chat. We won't be doing that. We're just answering these ones. If you want to, you can send me some questions. We can answer them on another call. But these are the ones we're going to answer today. Number 2, in line with question number 1 above, which we just answered, is it likely that my first order will arrive before the 17th of July now that the products are getting uploaded into the warehouse locally?
Okay. I'm trying my best before like 17 July, the first order can receive in the member's house because home because in the Monday we will start to shipping all the product, the first shipment. Then hopefully with the all shipping courier can do their work properly. Hopefully before the first order in the 17 July can reaching the first order for the members.
Great. Now, by the way, I heard something, I'm going to read between the lines here. And I just want to say this so that no one throws all the weight onto Angel's shoulders. She said, as long as the couriers do their job right. Now, you know, in the products, when we knew the products were on a plane heading to Indonesia and people are going, are they out? Why haven't we got them? Why haven't we got them? And I said, well, that's because customs. And they're like, well, why isn't Angel doing that? We said, no, this is out of Angel's hands, guys. She's got them in customs. She's got to sit there patiently going, have we got our products yet? Have we products yet? So just clarifying what she said, by Monday, which is only 4 days from now, we will start shipping out of the office. Woohoo! Then Ryan had said through Sergio an answer earlier that 5 to 6 business days delivery. So yeah, that puts us roughly around that 17th of July, which is fantastic. And a lot of people are excited about that. Question number 3. This is really good because a lot of people are looking to rank advance. Does fast start volume now mean that May and June volume counts as month 1, as the system hadn't started properly, meaning that July volume would add up to the fast start volume, including May, June, and July for my fast start rank advancement?
Yes, the answer is yes.
Yes. So guys, right now we have diamond qualifiers in already, and we haven't even got started. Someone typed in, wow, diamond qualification without product. No, that's diamond qualification with product orders. But I can tell you that probably 90% of the people out of the 13,000 registration hadn't even placed an order yet. So it's about to get real, right? So it's exciting. And in case you're wondering, when I looked at the video showing pallets of products coming into the office, there's more products getting shipped over at the moment. So it's not like we're going to burn through that and go, oh, we've run out. There's more products. We're keeping the supply and demand going. Now, next question, number 4. Under what circumstances do I contact Numi Indonesia office if I'm building in Indonesia versus contacting customer service in the USA?
For this question, Michael, and since our product is already coming and we start to shipping and we already settled the office in Indonesia, then all member can start to contact our Indonesian office. They can contact by WhatsApp, they can text, chat, call, or even if one asking something can coming to our office directly. We happy to help all members coming.
Beautiful. And so in line with that question about what are the contact details for Indonesia if they have to be contacted?
There is any the emails that we are replying when the orders coming. In there we already mentioned the number.
Okay.
Email address and the number phones for WhatsApp and call in the office hours. Then that all members can contact, then we can reply easily.
Okay, great. Could you do me a favor, as soon as we've finished your interview here and we go to Sergio, could you type those details into the chat box, please, for everyone online here? That would be amazing. There is one more question I didn't send you, but
Michael. Okay, sorry. It will be more good then we will sending to all members the detail by emails so they can save it.
Can we pop the email address in here though, just so that that way leaders can grab it and then take it to their members directly, which would be great.
1 second.
Now, there was another question which just came to me on a text which wasn't preempted, but I think is not a bad question. And it's probably something you could answer without any preparation. And that is, now that the products are on the ground, what is the restriction? Because we don't want to burn through that box of those pallets of product with just one individual. what are the restrictions on product size? Like, can I buy $100 pack? Can I buy a $300 pack? Can I buy a $1,000 pack? What is the maximum amount of product one member can purchase?
Actually, we in Indonesia now we just open 100 and 300 package for now.
Okay, great. And the question from that individual was, but can I order more than one $300 pack? And I think it's important that we do put some restriction on it, because otherwise one person could order 50 and then try and run everybody else out.
Yes, correct. We are doing a discussion about this.
Yeah, okay. So that'll be discussed. So, but in general, guys, let's just be mindful that we're all building one team, one vision, one dream. Don't have one individual try and burn all the product out for others. And I can say this verbally because I know it's happening, but I want to say it publicly on this call. Jonathan told us it's very important we do this. Angel's getting a country lawyer set up and so forth over there. And it's important to know that if any one member out there was to sell our product under price, that's a terminable offense. You can't say, I'll go buy this product and then go and sell it for less money and undercut the company. You do that, that's India membership. And there'll be not only termination, but the company stating they will chase that person legally, because we don't want those sorts of actions, which is out of integrity. So just saying that on the call. Again, I'm not the compliance police, don't shoot me. I'm just telling you the integrity rules that we operate with. And of course, Numi Corporate and Numi Indonesia will have lawyers that'll back all that up with letters for everybody as well. So thank you, Angel, for sharing with us today. You truly have been an angel for us and a blessing.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Blessing for all of Numi worldwide. By the way, what do you think of this T-shirt, guys? Type it in the chat if you like it. Success leaves clues. I can tell you this is a prototype Liz has made for me, and I'll wear it at the summit. So now we're going to interview somebody else. We're going to go to a different part of the world. So if you can turn on your camera, Sergio, and click unmute. And I will, where is he? Here he is. And I'm going to interview Sergio. Now, before I do, I'm just going to give you a background to this. So as I said, Numi, for me, in my career, been the best journey I've ever experienced. And look, we've had glitches. I said to a team this morning, as you go through this industry, sometimes it's, for some people, because they don't have a thick skin, as a leader, getting involved in a company in its infancy is probably not a great idea, because if you do, you've got to go through bumping your head on low-hanging bridges, right? Things you're not expecting. And that's how you set up the processes, systems, and what have you. So we've had some technology hassles and stuff. We've come through the other end. We've continued to grow. We had communication issues. We've come out the other end. We continue to grow. Despite all odds, Numi's still grown through all of those things. So when I met this gentleman the other day, Sergio, I said, listen, no pressure, but communication is all on you. So, and I can tell you so far, communication-wise, he has been absolutely amazing. So you're about to meet Sergio de la Mora. I hope I pronounced that right. He's the Senior Director of Field Development and Sales and our newest recruit at Numi. So welcome, Sergio.
Thank you, Michael. It's a pleasure to be on this call with all of you. And it's so fun to be connected globally, literally, right? If you think about it, not that long ago, we didn't have this type of technology where today we sometimes take it for granted, but how cool is it that we're all connected all across the globe. Thank you for the welcomes here I'm seeing on the chat. It's really an honor to be here with you today, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm telling you, next week is going to be something very special for the company. We are working really hard to prepare a great convention for all of you that will be here, and it will be a great honor to meet all of you who have come. And as I've experienced throughout the years, we know that conventions, as they start out, they may start at small events, and next year they can grow and grow and grow. I know that one day we'll be looking back on the beginnings of Numi and remember as we grow. But I really do appreciate the invitation, and it's a pleasure to meet all of you here.
Yeah, wow. It's funny, you just remind me of something I said before. If you get involved in a company, it's infancy, you've got to, understand there'll be some bumps on the road. I said this morning on a training team call with a particular team. I said, Karen Justice, bless her heart, love her to bits, fastest crown in the company ever. Karen said recently on a call about the S-curve in the industry. And she said, the infancy stage of foundational, getting started, new company, then the concentration stage. And that was maybe 2 to 3 months ago. she didn't see coming that we had a couple of glitches happening in the transition of the website. So I kind of feel like what Karen said is 100% valid. Just push it forward to now, because the website's, most of the glitches are out. We're at the starting line, if you like. We're about to have a 3rd anniversary event. Communication, because growing so fast, had been an issue, but Sergio's on board. Indonesia's launching. Everything's positive. Everything's happening. And we're at that starting line of the concentration phase, in my opinion. And that concentration phase is where you make the most money, because you don't have the glitches to deal with that we all have the arrows in the back from in the first 3 years. So welcome on board all the new members that can go through that. So because people don't know you yet, who you are, Serge, can you maybe just start giving us a little bit about your background? Because that'll give them a lot of confidence in bringing you on board.
Yeah, definitely. I've been involved in the direct sales industry for 20 years. On the corporate side is how I decided to take the pathway. However, I pretty much grew up in this industry, watching and getting to know a lot of entrepreneurs. My own parents were very into being entrepreneurs and sales, so I grew up with that, and a lot of it is part of the Latino culture, as many of you are probably familiar with that. So I've enjoyed that. I'm a people person, so I was headed in a very different direction when I was in school a little while ago. At the start of my career in the industry, I was going to school, and I thought, well, I'm going to take this call center job at this company that sells juice, and I think they ship it to over 50 countries worldwide, and I think it'll be a good job while I'm in school. Little did I know that I did that for 2 years. I then had more opportunities open, and I realized, you know what, this is actually really cool. I've always wanted to do something where I could serve people through my profession. At one point, I was interested in dentistry, but I'm glad I didn't go that route, because I don't have, I'm 6'3", and when I don't have, look at the size of my hands, I don't know how I would have worked with that. But I said, and that, at the time I was actually going to school for something different, but just excited to meet people from all over the world, because I'm a very international person. I appreciate different cultures, different countries, and that comes from enjoying getting to know people. Everyone just has a lot of good things to offer throughout the world, and throughout cultures. And so as I was going into this school very young, I then decided, oh, you know what? I'm going to try to become a sales manager is my next step. So I worked, and I moved to a different company where I was able to become a sales manager, work through Latin America, worked in the United States, worked in the Latino market here. And then I transferred to another company to help with projects, again, with operations. I worked with Portugal and Spain, so that was a little different. In fact, for me, that was a lot of fun, because I went from the US and Latin America specifically to only focusing on a European market for a year, which was Portugal at the time, to get that going. And then after that, the sales manager position came open for that. So I worked with Latin America. Then I became a general manager for Latin America, and also worked with the US Latino market. After that, I went involved with operations. I worked in compliance even for 3 weeks, not necessarily a salesman, exciting career opportunity. So after that, I got back into the sales within the same company. But it was good, because I was able to really learn about the importance of policies and educating the field on following those policies. So I do look into good at that, those short 3 weeks. Excuse me, I think it was 3 months, not 3 weeks. I think 3 months. And, that at least I was able to adapt from that. So then after that, I helped open markets for different companies, again, on the operations sides, and then field development along. So I've gotten the opportunity to work with a lot of different companies throughout the years. And I can tell you that NUMMI stands out by a lot. I was very excited by meeting the founder of this company, who has a really big heart. I could tell right from the beginning that he's sincere about his desires and taking this wonderful product all over the world, as we're witnessing right now. And so I decided, I came in and met him. And long story short, I apologize, jumping ahead a little bit, Mike, but I've been friends with our CEO for some time. And Chris Fowler, we worked together on several projects with different companies, and I know how hard he works and how passionate he is about bringing success to the field. From the time he started here, we kept in touch, and he just told me, oh, I love this company. There are no egos in the corporate world. Everyone's willing to work with one another. And I'm like, really? That sounds like an amazing place to be at. And so I always joke with them, when are you going to have an opening there for me? You know, kind of as a joke, literally at the time. But I mentioned that several times, and then a year later, then, you know, I was invited to come in and not even interview, I just meet the network with the corporate executive team, and that was kind of the start of our relationship. And here I am today, looking forward to work with all of you.
Do you know, one thing you said there, I remember years ago someone saying within McDonald's, and I know it's a weird analogy, but it'll make sense in a minute, they won't let you buy a McDonald's outlet unless you have worked in every role in McDonald's. And because that way you will relate to every single part of this business that you're buying. And so it's music to my ears to hear of you going from this, you know, call center and working your way through a network marketing company to understand it from the inside out right up to sales. That says, you know, you didn't just hop into a sales role and go, oh, this is a new industry for me. And the other thing I want to say too is I remember when Chris came on, he was just selflessly giving tips and advice to Ryan, who was new to the industry, from his wealth of experience at the start. I'm like, that's impressive. And then he ends up at the company. So if you were affiliated in any way with Chris Fowler, you instantly have credibility with me. So if you could tell us maybe what would be one of the biggest reasons that excited you the most about coming to Numi?
You know, aside from looking at Steve and his great background, I know he's a successful person, but I was just impressed how humble he was and how sincere. He spent 30 minutes with me, really telling me stories about the product and kind of sharing his vision and mission. And like you said earlier in the call, Mike, the integrity he had, that really excited me as a main point to come in. But aside from having all those experiences going back and forth with Chris at the time, you know, we had a lot of good time and a lot of time to catch up. And what really caught my eye with Numi was, of course, the product, number one, the comp plan that it pays, you know, at a very generous level for the field. In fact, I from what I've observed is that Numi truly invests in its field, and that's something you don't see every day. And how simple it was to comprehend and explain. So those were reasons that initially caught my eye. I saw the vision that the executive team has, and I see the full potential. So like you were saying earlier, Mike, in some of your examples, no company has ever been perfect, but I can tell you this, that Numi has a lot to offer. And I know we have potential for so many great things. I mean, the fact that we're already in 60 plus countries, that's just amazing. And you're doing the groundwork before we go in. And that was one of the other parts that a lot of my interest came, just because of how global it is.
Yeah, right. Well, speaking of international, I remember when we started, for example, Taiwan. In my opinion, as a member, I'm like, oh, cool, we started Taiwan. What I didn't realize as a new company was, oh, that means we need Mandarin speaking staff. Holy crap, we don't have that. And that was a challenge in the first little while. So as members, it's been the first time I can, from where I sit in my position, I can pull the veil back, see what goes on in corporate and go, hey, it's not as simple as just going switch on the country. So yeah, with that in mind, I understand you speak more than one language, which will be helpful for us. Which languages do you speak?
Yeah, so I speak Spanish as a native language. So I use it almost daily in my communication. I also speak Brazilian Portuguese fluently. I'm able to comprehend a lot of Italian as well. And I'm trying to learn German because, believe it or not, I'm the only person in my immediate family that doesn't speak German. So that's why I'm interested in now picking it up more. In fact, I just spent almost 2 weeks in Germany last month. So it kind of gave me the desire to want to take it to the next level. And why? Just because this is an international business. And I just, going back to my special interest in learning about different cultures, different people, I just think it's just so great to be able to work internationally. So we'll keep working hard, Mike. But if you ever have any people with the Spanish market, in the Portuguese speakers, which may not come as often, I know there's some similarities between the languages, even though they're completely different languages. I'm more than glad to help, and communication will improve for not only for the Numi as a whole, but I will work very hard to also have better communication from corporate to the Spanish speakers worldwide.
I think everyone just fell in love with you at that comment. Do you know what? I can say this because I spent 16 trips to Brazil in the last 20 years, and I can order a coffee, but when I order a coffee every time in Portuguese, I end up with something different. The same thing happens when I do it in Spanish. So I hope you've got better language than I have. Now, with that in mind, what part of the world will you be overseeing?
So that's the beauty of it, Michael. In Yumi, I'll be working with sales and field development globally, worldwide. Every market that we operate in, I'll be able to support one way or another. So I'm not specifically tied down to any specific region or market. I'm here to help everyone in all markets.
Brilliant. So, guys, what this means, it takes the pressure off of Aaron, Ryan, Chris in some ways, because they've been trying to manage that role plus their other roles. So this is the evolution of a company starting to spread its wings, which is exciting. So where do you see your role adding the most value to the membership?
You know, Michael, with the communication, number one, I think from a lot of the conversations we've had, in fact, even speaking with you, we really need to work on having better corporate communication. As things have evolved, and then there are limitations with different countries globally, not everyone's going to react to the same or receive the same message in the same format. So we really want to improve our communication. I think another way is I'm a very personal person. I try my best to get to know every single distributor or customer that I meet and see for them for who they are. So to Yumi, you know, we're a family. That's the way I see it. Someone even said, "Welcome to the Yumi family." I appreciate it. I see us as working as partners. And so I'll be able to partner with you. And I think that'll be a fundamental piece to your point. Ryan, Chris, and Aaron really do need to focus on a lot of another leadership parts. However, I've been brought in to take over that direct communication with the leadership that's been taking place with them up to this point. And I'll be that main point of contact for them to alleviate some of their time and some of their efforts to go into other areas in the management. And of course, we'll work together on developing the markets, developing the tools that we offer in conjunction with leaders like yourself, Michael, as we launch and evolve with our operations as well. But my bread and butter is definitely working with the field hand in hand and hearing how from you we can always improve and be better, because there are things that won't change in the industry. We all know that there are people here for the product. There are some people here for the travel experience, for events, for recognition. Those things won't change no matter what company you're with, but each company is unique and they have different needs. So now it's time to identify what those needs are here at Yumi and do our best to provide that localization and that uniqueness to our brand.
Brilliant. Someone typed in, "You're the global superhero." So I remember saying to Chris when he launched, I said, "Man, you transformed the way we open countries. So you're the wizard." So he's the wizard and you're the superhero. We'll have to get you a couple of capes. With that in mind, if someone, I don't know if you're going to wear a cape for this, but with that in mind, for those that are coming to the summit, and I'm flying from Australia to the summit, people are flying from all other parts of the world to the summit, will they get to meet you in person there?
Yes, I'll be there at Summit. In fact, I'll be presenting something there. So I'll be looking forward to meet all of you who come. And like I said, I do realize that initially, as the events grow, there'll be more and more attendance. But my vision, Michael, is that 2 years from now, we'll have more than double, if not triple, of the attendance that we have had up to this point. And I know that as we grow and as we're expanding in other markets, we will make that possible, and it'll probably be beyond that.
Wow, I agree. So one final thought, is there any closing remarks or anything that you would like to share with the field?
Yes, all I can say is hold on, great things are coming. I wish I could share some exciting things today, but we do need to finalize a few final touches. And all I can say is for those that are coming to Summit next week, you will be very happy and excited to be part of our event. And I think that's going to open the discussion for more exciting news as time goes on when we are able to connect on these types of calls.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, and welcome to the Yumi family.
My pleasure.
So,
thank you.
Now, as we wrap up, guys, I just want to reiterate what Sergio just said. We're launching the new product, but we're launching something else, and I've been playing with this something else. I can't say what this something else is, but I can tell you this something else is going to be something else, and it's going to absolutely transform your businesses, because I've literally firsthand been playing around. with it, and you're going to be blown away. So if you can, short notice or no, if you can get yourself a ticket, you can get to the summit, you're going to be blown away. There'll be a lot of the key leaders around the world that are there in person, and you do not want to miss that. So right now, we're live streaming into the NUMI members group. If you are not part of NUMI members, I've noticed that there are some people who are in this group. Let me just show you. And they don't even know that they're not in the full group. Let me just unplug that second screen. Sorry, it's just doing some funny things to me. So we all know that this is the core group for NUMI, for prospects, that you can see testimonials, before and after photos, live stream interviews, and you need to answer questions. You'd be amazed how many people on a daily basis go, click join, and never answer the questions and get kicked out. They never get in. So please remind your people, ring them. Did you see the alert? Yeah. Okay. Now you need to answer the questions. Great. Don't just send it to 20 people because they won't get in. But a lot of the people who are in that group aren't even aware that they should be in this group, because this is the one that we're live streaming into right now. So make sure you're in both groups and know that we are live streaming into that group via YouTube, and we're also live streaming on the YouTube channel, everyone. So we will have, I think this is the last event for the week. I don't think Steve is presenting tomorrow. They did say the events for the 90-day challenge are finished and certain events were cancelled. We did not want to cancel members night. We won't cancel members night next week. It's happening. Dr. Jerry will be on, which will be great, with some exciting training and so forth. And all the other events will continue to go. I think it's just Steve's that may or may not. So pay attention to any updates, whether Steve's going to be on tomorrow or not. But my understanding is this is the last event till we have the summit. Okay. And then next week,